So you're a dog owner in Bethany, Connecticut, and you're looking for a great trainer. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down exactly how to find the perfect person for you and your dog.
You know, if you live in Bethany, you already know what it's like. It's a really unique place. Quiet, lots of woods. Life just has a different rhythm here. And because of that, how you train your dog really needs to fit into that lifestyle. It's about so much more than just sit and stay. It's really about making sure you can both have a peaceful, happy life together in this community.
All right, so first, let's talk about what makes training for life in Bethany different from somewhere else.
Think about it. We've got these close-knit neighborhoods, and then, of course, the wildlife. It's not uncommon to have deer or a flock of turkeys to stroll through your yard, right? So, good training becomes essential for just keeping the peace. The real goal is often about having calm walks and being able to greet your neighbors politely and maybe not having your dog lose its mind over the local fauna.
Okay, so keeping that environment in mind, the next big step is to figure out what your dog actually needs, because dog training is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
And that really starts with this one big question. What do you want to accomplish? You know, are you starting from square one with a brand new puppy, or maybe you've gotten an adult dog who's picked up a few habits you'd like to work on?
So for instance, with a puppy, you're probably focused on potty training and socialization. For that, puppy classes or even some private lessons are a fantastic choice. Now, if you've got an adolescent dog, that's often when the leash pulling and jumping starts, and group classes can really help with that. And if your dog is showing signs of fear or reactivity at any age, that's when you'll want to look into specialized behavior modification, usually with private lessons. See how each goal points you toward a different kind of training?
Once you know your goals, it's time to find the right professional, and you'll want someone who uses modern, effective, and, most importantly, humane methods.
And today, the gold standard for that is something called positive reinforcement. It's really simple. It's a way of training that uses rewards, treats, praise, a favorite toy, to encourage the behaviors you want to see. The whole idea is to make learning fun for the dog and to build a really strong bond of trust between you two.
And you can really see the difference in the approaches. Positive reinforcement builds trust and gets you results that actually stick. On the other hand, aversive methods can use fear or intimidation. And yeah, they might seem to work for a minute, but they can often increase the dog's anxiety and sometimes create entirely new problems. For a family dog in a peaceful town like Bethany, it's a pretty easy choice.
Now, when you start your search, you're probably going to see a bunch of acronyms like these. Don't let them overwhelm you. Just think of certifications like CPDTKA or KPA-CTP as good signs that a trainer is serious about their education and professional standards. For more complex behaviors like fear or reactivity, you might even look for more advanced ones like IAABC-CDBC.
All right, let's get down to the practical stuff. How much this is going to cost and what you really need to ask before you hire somebody.
This chart gives you a pretty good ballpark for training costs in and around Bethany for 2025. A set of group classes might cost a couple $100, while private lessons are usually priced per session. And one thing to remember is that since Bethany is a smaller town, a lot of trainers will be coming from nearby places like Hamden or Woodbridge, so sometimes there might be a travel fee involved.
So when you're on the phone with a potential trainer, you want to be prepared. You should definitely ask what methods they use and what credentials they have. But it's also so important to ask how they're going to tailor the plan specifically for your dog and your Bethany lifestyle. Find out how you're both going to track progress and, of course, get a full breakdown of the costs. These 5 questions will tell you just about everything you need to know.
So once you start your training, the real work begins. It's not just what happens in the lessons. It's about taking those skills and applying them out in the real world, right here in our area.
And luckily, we've got some great spots to practice. The community park is perfect for working on focus skills in a more open space. If you want more natural distractions, the Larkin State Bridle Trail or even nearby Sleeping Giant State Park are amazing for practicing good leash manners with other people, different sounds, and all kinds of new terrain.
And while you're out and about, please just remember Bethany's most important rule for dogs. They have to be on a leash in all public spaces. It's really just a simple way to make sure everyone, dog owners and non-dog owners alike, feels safe and respected.
You know, in the end, this is really what it's all about. Having a well-trained dog just opens up your world. It makes those walks on the local trails, visits with your neighbors, and even just those quiet moments at home so much more joyful for everyone involved. Happy training!